And you're welcome to the World Cup exclusive here on Ghana Prisons TV. Today, I have with me a very experienced sports journalist. He is a CAF and FIFA accredited, recognized sports commentator, pundit, known all over the world. I have with me here Benjamin Willie Graham. Welcome, my brother.
It's always a pleasure, brother.
The show is brought to you by Campus Mineral Water. Campus Mineral Water, pure, refreshing, simply the best. Pispes. If you want to support the Think Prisons 360 Degrees Initiative, kindly dial the short code *972*1*3100 on all networks and donate as little as $1 Ghana cedi every month to support the Ghana Prison Service. And if you want to do business with the Ghana Prison Service, kindly visit the Print Bar's Secretariat at the prison's headquarters, Cantonment, and the service will be ready to do business with you. Benjamin Willie Graham, welcome to the studios of Ghana Prisons TV.
Always a pleasure.
The World Cup is ongoing.
Yep.
2026 Mundial. So today, as I have you here, we definitely have to talk about football and the World Cup. You've been to the World Cup. I remember 2014 you were in Brazil.
Yeah.
And there was a CAF tournament that you were the media.
Yeah, I mean, it's
AFCON. Yeah, you were the media person. And also the team announcer for the World Cup. Was it 2022?
Yeah,
you introduced the Ghana Black Stars, the senior national team, to the field. So you have a vast experience when it comes to soccer, football. And he's a very good footballer himself. We've played together before. It's about 10 years ago. So we played the same team and we did exploit at Elwak Sports Stadium. He scored a very nice penalty. I also did the same. We'll bring you there at the right time. My brother, let's talk about Ghana, the Ghana Black Stars.
Yep.
How will you assess the performance of the senior national team, our preparation before the World Cup?
First of all, I think it wasn't the best in the sense that we had to leave it late for the exit of Otuado. Complaints that came from vast majority of fans who felt that he wasn't the best, maybe going to the World Cup. Again, the decision for him to go away had to be done about 2 or 3 months to the World Cup. And obviously, by that time, a lot of teams had started the preparation. And so it was kind of like very much late for us. And now you have a new coach that had just walked into the job. He's now going to start looking for his own team of players. So I felt that we didn't have the best of preparations for the World Cup. I also felt that we didn't really give ourselves enough time in getting the players to deal with the coach or perhaps understand the coach. Nonetheless, I think it was also a moment for the coach to also work, because I'm aware that he had the opportunity of working close to about 200 players, watching the videos and stuff like that, and eventually deciding to go with the team that he chose for the World Cup. And then he had just one friendly match against Wales, at least for that to build a foundation for the national team. So I think whilst other teams were playing 3 or 4 friendly matches, the only opportunity we had was against Wales, and that's it. So I would say that it was pretty much a 50% preparation for the World Cup. And obviously, it wasn't the best for me, but for those who were closer to the team, they felt that with the match against Wales and our first game against Panama, that would have really given the team the ascendancy for them to play better.
Okay, nice. It was a 50% preparation. We had like a month or 2. But it's no excuse for such a great coach.
Absolutely.
Carlos Correa, an experienced coach.
Yeah.
So what did he not get right in the first game against Panama?
Because first of all, you had your first game against Wales. That's where you started putting together your team. Now you're playing against Panama. that's a team that you had not met before, played before, so you needed to come out with something. Panama had also played several friendly matches. They already have a team coming to play the Black Stars. So it was more of a sudden experiment. And mind you, you didn't have Salisu, your preferred centre backs, and Jiku there. You also have Alidu Mohammed, Alidu Seidu sort of as your regular left full back. You also, Salis also was not there, Kudus was not there. And you needed to make some adjustments. And those adjustments had to do with bringing in Majete and also Jerome Opoku, who were just playing for the first time for the Black Stars. So those adjustments had to come in. Senaya was just playing the first time for the Black Stars as well, and also making certain decisions in midfield, where you had to bring in Elisha, where you had to bring in Sibo, and then of course Pate, all of them trying to play together. On the wings, you were still talking about having Jordans and Naki Williams and all those players coming. So there was a lot of shifting that was going on in the team. Nonetheless, that's again the reason he had to play the defensive kind of football. At least that's protective football, in a sense that you don't want to open up too much to concede more goals. So you need to really contain the position, and that's what he did. And that was why we left it late. And again, if you watch that game, Panama were just running right at us by way of pushing a lot of the balls on us. So it was more like we had to be more cautious. We needed to be very careful not to move in by way of opening up too much. And so we left it late 95th minutes and I got a goal. That was very smart way though. But I knew it was going to be difficult going to the next game.
It was going to be difficult going to the next game. Yeah. The next game was against England. Yeah. So the group stages, we played 3 matches. Mm-hmm. Which match would you say was our best performance? The Black Stars.
Yeah, because you're dealing with world-class players. Again, you're talking about a team that was highly put together, if you am permitted to use that word, by the coach. They're playing against England. Harry Kane's, Madwe Kays, name them.
And the same team that had good players who were left out of the team. The Harry Maguire.
So you're wondering what sort of system am I going to play? And the coach was smart enough to, again, play a defensive kind of football, which of course frustrated the English team because they were also a little bit pragmatic. Why not? Because they always like to play on the wings, where they had the Madwe Kays, cutting in and the rest, and Harry Kane was in the middle waiting for the ball. So once you're able to contain those players, it means that the team was also left not really being functional. So it was a problem, actually, for the English team, how to deal with us. And if you listen to most of the players, Jude Bellingham and the rest were complaining that we were too defensive, kind of they really didn't expect us to be that defensive. And one of the games that the English team played that they loved was against Congo. Why? Because the Congolese were opening up more. And so there was a lot of free flow of the ball as compared to we did. And so Ghanaians, we were excited because we drew goalless with England. But again, that was 3 points and maybe plus 1 goal after the English game. But then we're going into the next game again. I was more confident that we're going to beat Croatia. Why? Because when I watched Croatia play England, where they lost by 4 goals to 2, I felt that again that playing Modric in the midfield, where he's already 40 years or so, he wasn't really going to do much. So once we contain him, and then obviously when we have we unleash our wingers, we're going to be okay. But the coach again changed his tactics, and then we had to lose to Croatia. For me, that's how sad it was.
Okay, so talking about Croatia, was it planned? Did the Black Stars intentionally lose to Croatia so we avoid Canada, like it was said after the game? From where I said, it wasn't intentional. Was Croatia a better side, or it was a calculated effort by the Black Stars?
They were better because you were better. For me, I think no matter how you look at the World Cup, no matter what route you want to take, you are built to meet any big side or any experienced team. And for me, it was very, excuse my language, very shallow for whatever the thought was that let's lose against, Croatia and avoid Portugal. I thought if we had beaten Croatia, we were going to beat Portugal. Because if, again, you look at the Portuguese side, they were not too vintage for me as compared to watch them play Congo. And I said, this Portuguese team is just a normal team. Take Cristiano Ronaldo out, and who else? It's your peanut boy in the team. Yao Felix or who? Bruno Fernandes or who? Basically, it's a team you can beat at any day. So, watch me. That's not a problem. I believed, and I was telling people that Colombia was our toughest team to beat. Why? Colombia is more like Ghana. And what the interesting bit of Colombia, again, is that...
Very small country.
Very small, though. But the thing is,
the size of that,
but the interesting,
500,000.
yeah, but the interesting thing is that Colombia had a certain semblance of the vice president, the very first vice president is a woman, just like Ghana. And the very interesting bit of that is that she also says that she takes her roots from Ghana in the Ashanti Kingdom. So and she's black as well. So there's this thing about they feeling they're black or they're Africans. And I watched Colombia play. They gave Portugal a tough time, Ecuador same, and they run. You have Luis Diaz there. They have
the veteran himself.
They have quality in the side in terms of what they can do. There's a certain Suarez that they are very troublesome. So we have wingers who are very fast. They also have wingers who are very fast. We have defenders who are tough. They also got the same thing. So they were pretty much like us. So I was telling people that Colombia is rather our toughest opposition after qualifying from the group stages. So when people were jubilating that we are avoiding Portugal, I was saying that no, Colombia is going to be our banana peel. And eventually it did happen.
It did happen.
You know, so I sometimes I tell people that in football, whichever route you go, you certainly meet a wall. And the wall is that you need big teams. Yvette didn't expect to meet Argentina, but when they did, they proved to the world that they actually prepared well. They came to the World Cup. Egypt did the same. So you don't just sit back and say, oh, I'm going to beat this team and beat that team and whatever. No. Even if you beat Colombia, you meet Switzerland.
Sure.
After beating Switzerland, who do you meet? Argentina.
So
Switzerland is going to beat Argentina. So whichever way it is, you're going to meet them.
Definitely the top team, sure.
So I again was telling people that what was our objective going to the World Cup? That is a big problem for us. Because oftentimes we are very, 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 we're not deep in our thoughts when it comes to preparation for the World Cup. What's the plan? What do we want to do at the World Cup? And we're excited qualifying out of the group stages and say we've done well. When the likes of Egypt, the likes of
Cape Verde,
not even Cape Verde, say Morocco's, they are going to compete with the creme de la creme and show them that we just are excited getting out of the group stages.
Egypt having very few, I think 2-3 players coming from Europe. Majority of them coming from the local league.
So if you get out of the group stages, what have you done? You've done nothing. Because the next team is moving on to compete at the semi-final stages. We, Ghana, Nigeria, and maybe Cameroon, the first 2 or 3 African teams to actually do better at the World Cup. What did you get to the quarterfinals? What did Morocco do? They got to the semi-final and they were 4th. So you are content with quarterfinals. They are thinking of winning
finals,
the trophy. Now the coach is saying that their focus is to win the World Cup. That is Morocco's objective.
The mindset of the team.
What is our mindset? We don't even believe that we can win the World Cup because we know we can't. We don't even have the players to do that. A team that goes into the World Cup and says that even if I meet France, I'll beat you. Whatever team I'll beat you. That is a team that knows what they're going to do. But it appears we don't have a certain objective because we understand our limitations. And what are our limitations? We don't have a team. We have players, but we don't have a team. Morocco has a team and have the players as well. Those are 2 different things.
They have the team, they have the players. We'll go for a quick commercial break. The show returns. Stay tuned.
From the heart of nature flows purity, carefully captured in every drop of Campus mineral water. At Campus, each bottle and sachet goes through advanced filtration and mineral balancing, ensuring freshness, taste, and safety that meets international standards. From production to packaging, strict hygiene is maintained, guaranteeing that what reaches you is 100% pure and healthy. Rich in essential minerals, Campus mineral water keeps your body hydrated, refreshed, and active every moment of the day. Campus mineral water, pure refreshment, healthy living. New era of transformation is here. In a bold move to confront the long-standing challenges within the Ghana Prison Service, the Director General of Prisons, Mrs. Patience Bafoboni Esquire, has introduced the transformative Think Prison 360 Degrees initiative. This bold initiative is built on 5 key pillars. First, enhancing the welfare of inmates and officers. Second, agriculture mechanization, maximizing productivity in crop production, livestock, poultry, and aquaculture to ensure food sufficiency while contributing significantly to the Ghana's national food basket. Third, industrialization, transforming and upgrading vocational and skills training programs for inmates, including shoemaking, weaving, tailoring, metalworks, baking, beading, and many more. Fourth, business and wealth creation, strengthening existing services while introducing new ventures that will guarantee long-term financial sustainability. Finally, building strategic partnerships through targeted initiatives and interventions. The Ghana Prison Service cannot achieve this vision alone. We are therefore calling on corporate bodies, religious organizations, financial institutions, businessmen and women, and individuals to partner with us in driving this agenda forward and turning this dream into reality. Visit Prison Industry and Business Limited, Primbas Limited, at the prison's headquarters, Cantonment in Accra, or call 054 510 2025 or 029 190 3484. Every Ghanaian can support this noble cause by contributing as little as 1 Ghana cedi monthly to the Pisces account by dialing *972 *1 3100 hash on all networks. Together, let us build a stronger, more productive, and reformed Ghana Prisons Service.
My sexy man, give it to Papa, and then my God, feelings are dear.
Still spending hours washing your car yourself, wasting water, struggling with mud underneath, dirty engines, and worn-out tires? Stop stressing. Prisons Washing Bay is here for you. With reliable 24-hour service, day and night, we offer professional body wash, underwash, engine wash, hoovering, tire change, puncture repairs, and wheel alignment, all in one place. Foam the body, rinse the engine, wash, hoover the interior. We clean every corner with care and precision. Anytime, just drive in. Save time, save water, save money. Prisons Washing Bay, 24-hour service. Location, opposite Police Hospital, Danko Roundabout, or call 0244 852 933, or you can call 0247 266 537, or you can call 0545 102 025. Every car leaves neat, fresh, and fit for the road.
Welcome back. Today on World Cup exclusive, we are discussing the performance of the senior national team, the Black Stars, their performance at the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup. Graham, so looking at our attackers, the Jordans, the Semenyos, Brandon Thomas Asante, Fatai Sahaku, they did pretty well in their various leagues. But then coming into the World Cup, the group stages, 3 matches, no shots on goal, no ball on target. So facing Colombia, playing 3 games with a poor statistic. It was shown worldwide, everybody could see it. It was very evident if you could watch the 3 games. How did you envisage the game against Colombia? Were we going to try some balls on target? Were we going to strike? Were we going to build up from the defense through the midfield, straight to the defense, and even get at least a goal? Like you said before, the Colombians were a very good side, more like the Black Stars.
I mean, the thing is, again, if you pick the statistics of the players we have over the last couple of years, I don't think you've seen any Ghanaian player, except to say recently, Semenyo, who scored about 20 goals for Manchester City. But again, you can't look at him as your out-and-out striker. He's more like playing on the wings or something like that. Now, most times our attackers are those we call the strikers of Ghana or for Ghana in the various leagues. They don't bag more than 10 goals per season.
That's true.
I don't think we even get to 5 or 6. It's difficult. Most of our great performing players are mostly the wingers. So we cannot say, as compared to the Jans, Matthew Amwes, mention them, maybe Tony Aboes. Those are the guys who are averaging 20 goals, 25 goals a season. But after their exits, we had one player who carried the nation for a very long time, Asamoah Gyan. And what we failed to do as a country was to look for him to mentor somebody to take over from him. We never did that. We never, ever sort of replaced Asamoah Gyan when he exits. So currently, Jordan works out. Who's your striker? We don't have anybody. Are we now going to look for somebody? And then again, if you want to look at the statistics, the way the Haalands are scoring, the way the Mbappes are scoring, yeah,
Even
the way the
Zico's
Kanes,
agent,
yes.
the Zico's agent.
So at the end of the day, it tells you that when it comes to the box-to-box, hard fighting strikers, we are lacking. We don't have anybody. So it's our bane in terms of how we've managed our game or how we've managed the Black Stars. But you see, it all bounds to what I call the product life cycle. When I say the product life cycle, you see
That's
this
a
product.
marketing product life
Yeah, you
cycle.
see this product here.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's Campus Water,
Yes.
produced
So-
by the Ghana Prison Service here
That's
in Accra.
beautiful. So every product starts from what we call the introduction stage. The product goes through introduction, it goes through growth, it goes through maturity, it goes through what we call saturation, and it goes through what we call decline. I'm going to make an analogy here. When Ben Kofi came with a 5-year development plan, the introductory stage of Black Stars that made history back in 2006 was the 2005-2006 Black Stars team made up of who? Michael Essien, Sule Muntari, name them. All of them. They were introduced after they went to the finals in 2001 under 20. And so when they were ripe and they were introduced to the world back in 2005, and then we qualified for the 2006 World Cup. That was the new Black Stars team. Okay? Now that Black Stars team developed. And they developed through what? We hosted the 2008 African Cup of Nations. The likes of your them, Junior Agogos and the rest. That Black Stars team matured. And to the extent that we had not even beaten Nigeria in any competition at that time. But we beat Nigeria 4-1 in a friendly game in UK. That was the mature Black Stars team. The Lycans, name them, all those guys. Then the Black Stars team got to a point where we were calling it some bit of saturation. Now, the reason I use these things is that when a product is on the market for a very long time, so let me use this, Ideal Milk, what, all those things. Why do you think they come out with different brand names or changing colors? Because there are too many milk products on the shelf. So the whole product is saturated. There are too many competitions going on. So it gets to a point, a product would have to change its marketing strategy, change the brand, add some taste to it, do what Coca-Cola does, all those things because of the competition. By 2010, there was a lot of competition because then you have the Egypts coming up, you have the Ivory Coast coming up, you have even Angola coming up. So the good thing for us was that the under-20 team that won the under-20 World Cup, we brought them to refine and to revive the Black Stars to still compete at the level. That team played for 7 years. And what did we do? We never thought of refining the Black Stars to still be relevant and compete. And so by 2017, the Black Stars are going to what we call the decline stage. Every team goes through. Egypt went through. Yes. So when you get to the decline stage, it means that other teams have now taken over. And I'm saying that Barcelona went through, Man United went through, Chelsea have gone through. All teams go through this product's life cycle. So when you get to this decline stage, what do? You start all over again. So we are currently at the decline stage. And what we are doing currently, which is not helping us, is what I call the plug and play. The plug and play is a system where we choose and pick players from different bets. Oh, he's a Ghanaian, his father is from US, so we bring him. Oh, he's a Ghanaian, his mother is from Germany. So they don't even understand who they are, the environment. So there's always that, hesitation. So there's no what we call the integration. That is why Samajan brings in the Jama thing to integrate those foreign boys who don't understand what is Jama. Because typically after Black Stars training session, they do the Jama and everybody, those who know how to sing will be doing it. But these foreign soccer based players, they come in, for them after training, put your earphone, go to your room, sleep, wake up. But Jan will come in with some jokes, bring everybody together, let's play cards, do something that will bring them together. But because these guys don't understand the environment that is it by force for me to sing? No, in my European club, we don't do that. So that integration is not there. That's why European is always missing because there's no gelling. So if we accept as a country that we are at a decline stage and that we cannot compete with the likes of Cape Verde, we can't compete with the likes of Ivory Coast, we can't compete unless we start all over. And starting all over, they start from the under 20. You know why? Because play together for a very long time, they become a team.
See, they understand each other.
So when you
chemistry.
transition them to a national team, they already know themselves. And I'll tell you why. The French team that won the 2018 FIFA World Cup, they were the winners of the 2011.
The Mbappé's,
No, the
Drogba-
Pobes.
Pobes,
They had won the 2011 Under 20 World Cup. And that team transitioned into the national team. And because they had already been a team together, they won the World Cup. That is what we did.
2018.
So the success story of the Black Stars back in 2005 was a foundation of the 2001 Under 20 of John Mason, John Paintil, Suleiman Taris, everybody. And the success of that Black Stars team that went to the finals at the AFCON twice was the 2009 Under 20 team, the Dede Ayus, the Ajiman Bedus, and the rest. So once we cut off that tree, there was nothing that was going to grow again. And so until we bring back that Under 20 and build, then we understand that this is where we're going to go. We're going to be sitting here having the same conversation and won't get a solution to it. That's our problem.
That's the problem. Okay, so if you were in the shoes of our coach, Carlos Correz, with a limited time, not knowing the players too much, what would you have done going to a tournament like the World Cup?
What he did is what he
What would
had
you
to
have
do.
done to work for at least win 2 or 3 games
see,
or play
Like
well
I said,
to progress
if
to the quarterfinals?
if probably we had an Under 20 team that had done well, he would have probably picked a chunk of them. But again, he had a limited time to experiment. And as he speaks, there's a confusion as whether he's staying or he's leaving. Farewell message that he wrote or something like that. So for me, the coach had to make do what he had at the time. And so a chunk of the players he invited were players that Otuado had already used. Why? Because they had played the qualifiers together, they had played friendly matches together. So you can't just, dismantle the team and then start all over. So you just have to go with the base that's already existed, and then just, chop and change 1 or 2 players and bring them in. That is what he did, and that was what some of us were cautiously optimistic at the World Cup that with this, don't be too much in a hurry to think that you're going to do something. Playing goalless with England, you haven't done anything. Because you see, the good thing for us is that, and for me, I was not in a right frame to even watch our match against Croatia. You know why? We had already qualified, so what was the game for? But imagine we didn't know that we had qualified without beating Croatia. That was the mistake we made. Because we had already qualified. So if you lose, we've still qualified. But if we knew that we had not qualified,
We'll go all out.
we went all out and won the game. So the mentality for us was always the problem. And people begin to talk about the mentality of African teams at the World Cup. For instance, my friend Papa Thiaw from Senegal.
Also,
Cape Verde. For me, I think Cape Verde, they went all out to play because they were down. They came in down. They came in. I'm dealing with those who were already leading and had the opportunity to just end the game, but decided to throw in more attackers instead of defending. Even when Argentina scored the 3rd goal, they brought in more defenders. That's how smart they were. So for me, I think it's about the way we look at these games, and I'm saying that the coach had no other option than to do what he did. And in doing what he did meant that he couldn't have done anything better than to just assemble the players that Otto had already used, and they already knew each other. But I also felt that he didn't really activate some of the players that would have helped. You were talking about Nasanti, Kobna Edu is also there, Nyama has been part of it, Kamandi, Ishaku. These are the young, fast players that you can actually, because they've got the skills, they've got everything, and they can shoot and score. So you activate these boys to run riots at the team that you do a calculation about the defenders here. See, I keep telling people that football is science. It's no more what we see as entertainment. Any team that wants to really win, you measure the speed of even your center backs of your position. That is when you bring in your speedsters, because you know that he cannot run with you in 1v1. These things are done. So when I ask, what do we do? How do we even know our team or their position? These are things, individual assessments, and know what to do to each person. Some teams can tell you that this guy has a chronic injury. So the first 5 minutes, he gives you a knock, and that's it. You are gone. Psychologically, you can't even play the game again. It's part of the game. So it's just not about just watching what is on the screen. Watch it. It's about planning and knowing what to do to positions. You see, Messi was taken out entirely the different centre back because he was playing centrally. So when the Scolari realized that no, my top marksman is not pulling, he put him to the wings. And the moment Messi went to the wings, that was when he created the problem. So it's about reading the game and understanding what the problem is. Sometimes, so these are things I believe going forward we should be paying attention to, honestly.
Okay. So mention 2 players who you felt could have added up to the performance of the Black Stars team.
Honestly,
2 players who were left
honestly.
out. Like you mentioned earlier that Otuado introduced a couple of players.
Okay, so
Some 2, 3, 4 players were left out who were very good, who could run, who could possess the ball, who could shoot.
I think
So mention just 2 who you think would have helped the Black Stars.
honestly, the current crop, I would say the best is what he assembled. But those who didn't start that I felt was a problem was one, Edu Kobna. And I felt again that Brandon, there was another player
who got us the assist in the first game.
Yeah, so one player known as Boateng. He has the same skills like Kudus. So some of us felt that he should have started because Kudus carries the ball, takes on 2 or 3 players like Messi, and then finds a way. I felt that we needed him in the game.
Do that performance.
But the coach also knowing the team, he felt like if I open up too much, I'm going to concede more goals because these are centre backs who are playing for the very first time. So you don't want to expose them. You need to protect them so that we don't. So I feel whichever way you look at it, there's an advantage and disadvantage to it. I feel that the team that we could have unleashed almost everybody was against Croatia. But that was a team that we also felt that we had already qualified, so we don't need it. And against Colombia was a team that I felt that we could also unleash the young ones. I was really disappointed, big time, that he left out Asari in the Colombia game. And again, it just goes to confirm that Asari was never the number 1 for the Black Stars.
Sure.
Atizigi was his number 1, preferred choice. He got injured. Asari came in. And when Atizigi recovered, he's back in. So he clearly sent a message that you're not my first choice. But for circumstances, yes, I can have you there. So I think that for me, that young man Boateng would have been my preferred midfielder in terms of ball-playing midfielders. Unfortunately, he never even kicked 1 game. And again, I felt like Brandon should have been given more time. And I think starting up front, I would have gone for Edu Kobna. I would have gone for
Inaki Williams starting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did Inaki really touch the balls? Like, did he get the passes he needed? Did he really have the chance to shoot out as a striker? We see his exploits in Atletico Madrid, but in this,
I don't think Inaki has fitted well with the team.
Have we been fair to him, or like
we've
given him enough of time for him to perform?
A couple of times we do miss Messi's, Atletico Bilbao.
Sure.
He's always on the plan.
With his brother.
But in the Black Stars, we always playing centrally, which limits his runs. I remember there was a game in Kumasi where I spoke to, he scored a goal, and I was telling people that play him on the flanks and play Semenyo in central. And then the goals came. So sometimes it depends on coaches, how they also read the game. Yeah, you can play on the flanks at Atletico, but the national team, I need you central. And every player's job is to play which position, and adapt to whatever position. So I think I'm just disappointed he's never been able to play well like everybody expected, as compared to a blessed memory Agogo, who just walked in and was hitting the goals like Ayo.
Manuel Junior Agogo, 2008.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate that he never got a chance, and I'm sure this is the last time he's obviously going to play for the Black Stars, because I don't know how, because people are calling for new faces, new young players. Yeah. Why are you calling them? They are not coming.
They are new players. Let's mention the names. Maybe
there's no way they will.
Because then the news online, they want to come.
I don't think so. Because there's no way those guys are going to come. Honestly, if they would have.
I think one almost wanted to join the team.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you don't sit on the fence for others to qualify, and then you just say, "Oh no, it doesn't work like that." There's something we call you have to labor. Yeah, before we die. Yeah, so others cannot do the laboring work, and then you just walk in and say, "Oh, now I'm a Ghanaian." No, it doesn't work like that. So I don't think they're going to come. But the thing is, I feel we have qualifiers somewhere in September for the AFCON in Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, and that's going to be June 2027. And I think that will be Ghana's 70th anniversary. Next year is Ghana's 70th anniversary.
It wouldn't be bad if we leave that trophy to celebrate our 70 years.
I tell you what. So I'm just hoping, and it's a year long. So I'll be hoping that we assemble a very good team and
The
very
best.
young, very talented players, and then just go to Tanzania or Uganda or Kenya, and then show to Africa that we are a good team. That's it. I think that's what we need to do.
There are rumors circulating that the coach, Carlos Queiroz, has resigned. Should he resign? Is it the best choice for a coach returning for a major tournament, the ongoing World Cup? Is it the best decision of a coach of his caliber?
He signed a 4-month contract.
4 months contract.
4 months, which ends in August. We are in July.
So we're in July.
The first task for him was to go to the World Cup. Beyond that, there was nothing. He's
So
only
you think
entitled.
he's fair? He's being fair. He's being
But
so
He
professional.
went to the Facebook page.
Could have lobbied to just
But
have
he
a
went, to
1-year
his
contract.
he went to his Facebook page.
His official
No,
Facebook
no
page.
pressure from anybody, and he thanked everybody, and that's it. So, as we speak, there's no official response from GFL, the ministry, to what is written. It's been 48 or almost 70,
4 months. He's there 3
70.
months. So
yeah, 72 hours or something like that. There's no official message. So at the end of the day, if there's rumors, whatever, he has written something. He's not granted interview to tell us that what I wrote
Officially said
is
this.
not this, but it's
This or
supposed to be
that.
this. The employers have also not come out to also explain to us that no, we also read the message this way, and so this official statement from the ministry, nothing. What we are hearing from people, oh, it's not true, oh, it's not true. But the person in charge has not granted an interview. He just went on his Facebook page and wrote what I call a farewell, in my personal opinion, what I read, the English I read there. You see, mostly I tell people that when I did that program, encoding and decoding of messages. So if you encode a message to me and I decode it wrongly, it means you've not communicated well.
Well to you, sure.
So whatever he said over there, at the end of the day, how do we understand it? I don't see why we should be fighting and now picking sentence by sentence to interpret. I don't think it makes sense. He knew what he wrote. And so those in charge, those who employed him, should be able to come and tell us that we have contacted the coach, this is the meaning of his message, and we don't think that we've severed ties with him. Nothing. So I take it that it's a farewell message. That's it.
So, in your opinion, as a seasoned sports journalist, a pundit, FIFA CAF accredited, with all your experience traveling extensively with the senior national team, the Black Queens, the Maidens, and all that, should you think we should go for an expatriate coach, or we should make do with the local coaches? Consider the likes of Sly Tete, those who Atukwefi, those who've won us some trophies in the past.
At the moment, I'll tell you the truth. We don't, apart from PCR player, we tested CK Akono, and I tell you what, CK is doing well in Kenya. He's won the coach,
he won the Kenyan
the
league.
coach, yeah, the coach of the year, and stuff like
sure.
that in Kenya. Like Kinston,
Sure. The 17, Uganda.
he's currently
In Uganda, the 17 or something.
no, so
He beat
he's
Ghana under 17.
he's in charge of Uganda U20, but then again he's in charge of all the juvenile teams in Uganda. So he's like the one bringing the talent together from U15, 17, 20, and 23. That is his job. So box these two ex-players who've gone to have the UEFA licenses, BAC coaching career. I think beyond that, I don't know who is the right person for the job. And I think we can also pay more than a certain threshold in terms of what the coaches are expecting. I mean, Carlos is taking over $100,000 a month. I think we're paying Kusiaki and the rest like 50 or less. If you want to go in for the heavy Renato, you're talking next is what $300,000. So with a certain threshold we can pay. So we just have to be smart and moderate in terms of which of the areas of coaches want to improve upon. And I think the governments have a say in who and how much we can pay as a country to go for these guys, because they are very expensive. I tell you what, they are very expensive. If a coach goes to World Cup, that coach value goes, dizzy heights, and you cannot even do anything about it. And I think we cannot even afford more than $100,000 or even $200,000. We can't, as a country. We'll be angry. We are paying a coach a month of $150,000. Now I'd be angry, as a country. So it's a dire situation for us, but we need to take a decision and know what to do.
Okay. Morocco is coming up against France today. 4 years ago, the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, they faced each other in the quarterfinals. Your take on that?
It was
Same players.
It was a semi-finals.
Same players for France.
It was a semi-finals that Morocco,
France.
So It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
I would wish Morocco win. I
That
would
would be
wish.
your wish.
Unfortunately, the way I see the red hot Mbappe and his team, I suspect. Yeah, I think Morocco do have a chance because they've got very good strikers, very good
Only
defenders.
African team.
Yeah,
representing the whole Africa.
And I think anything can happen in this game. Honestly, I'm not going to stick my neck out, but I think anything can happen because when I watched Paraguay, France, it was 1-0, and that was when I felt that France sometimes can be vulnerable. So if Morocco take advantage of that, yes, they would stop Mbappe, stop the runs of Dembele, Doué, and the rest. Olise. When these guys are neutralized, and Paraguay did exactly that to put to frustrate them, and then they just lost by a goal through a penalty, basically. So it's possible. France are beatable, depending on how you set your team, and I think today's game is going to be tough. I tell you, it's going to be tough.
Very tough. So 90 minutes will decide.
Yeah.
So the World Cup is ongoing. Mention two countries that you think will make it to the finals.
I'll take France.
France.
Now I'm thinking of, I don't know, but I'm thinking of Argentina.
France versus Argentina.
Yeah, I want to see that. Or England is also playing Norway on Saturday. I think England do also have a chance. These three teams,
France, Argentina,
yeah, they do have a
Norway.
chance. But they can
Two.
be
A surprise.
underdog.
Morocco coming up
Be
against
the
Argentina.
surprise element. And Norway can also be a surprise element.
Morocco, Norway, surprise element.
Or
But your
Belgium.
pick is France coming up against Argentina.
Yeah, but I want to see the France-Argentina again. Or it could be France-England, Argentina-England. Because Argentina is going to play Switzerland. Possibly they are going to beat them. Yeah, and if they do, it means, yeah, Switzerland can also surprise us. But like I said, but I'll any day go for Argentina. Any day go for Argentina.
So your final words, you can decide to advise the GFA technical team or to supporters Ghanaians that when they are watching the Black Stars matches, they should just relax. We have a very young team. They have a very long way to go. Or maybe to our coaches, should they develop themselves? Should they build their capacities to be able to hold these positions soon?
I would, you know what I'm going to think about? I'll be excited if Prisons TV is able to show some matches going forward. Yeah, for instance, say Ghana Premier League or any of these.
Okay, so you are here after this discussion
yeah.
of
So,
the set
yeah.
to have talk about it.
I mean,
He's
that's
also the communication director for
Mediama.
Mediama Football Club. So
Yeah.
if in the near future, the Ghana
Yeah,
Prison
so
Service team could play Mediama,
yeah,
some
I mean,
collaborations,
the thing is, in the near future,
some
we can-
celebrating football matches, you and I have the laurels, that we have the medals. If you could
in the
bring
near
Black
future,
Stars,
what we can do is just collaborate with us. You can
Sure.
have some of matches, Mediama's matches on Prisons TV in
Prisons
the Ghana
TV,
Premier
sure.
League. At least it clearly gives idea that we are moving. Football should be put across.
and
for
that would be
everyone to
a
enjoy.
way that Mediama itself as a football club is
Yeah.
also contributing to reformation through sports. So
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
doable.
So
We can do
there's
that.
we have a foundation, so we can work with you guys on a lot of things. So I'm happy, but I think for the Black Stars, I think it's time for, like I said, product life cycle, a decline, restart all over. It's not too late. We have qualifiers again coming up to the next AFCON. It's a time for us to dig deep and begin to refine the team, rebrand the team, and not replace by one, 2 or 3 players. And I think that Ghanaians will love it. The support for the Black Stars is always there.
Sure.
It's just that the team hasn't really gelled enough.
The love
So
is back.
once we are able to get it right somewhere this September, October, I think the support will be exciting.
The support will be exciting. Today, my guest on World Cup exclusives was Benjamin Willie Graham, the celebrated FIFA CAF acclaimed football journalist, pundit, and a media personality. He is with the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation Sports Department. Graham, thank you very
It's
much
always a
for
pleasure.
coming. I hope Mediama and the Ghana Prison Service soon will have a
Very soon.
collaboration.
Let's work on it. Let's work on
Thank you for watching. My name is Superintendent Sam Kofi Opoku. Catch you same time next week.